Wow, we're a minute late to our own party, but we're here. Timon is in the house.
We
What's
made
up,
it.
Timon?
Hey, Doug. I'm
How
happy
you
to
doing?
be here.
So, yeah, we'll talk about who Timon is. Pardon us for being a minute late. Look, that's the chat. You can see it on the side.
Wow, this is awesome.
Say, hey, chat, how you doing? We're so engrossed in conversation about all the things, and when I say all the things, I mean all the things: circus, magic. We started talking about Cellini. I had to cut off all these conversations. I'm like, man, why don't we just talk about this on the things? So yeah. Hey, while I see this guy here, let me say I moved the microphone. We're navigating new microphone setups. Magic with Phoenix McDonald. Here's what I got for you, brother. Happy birthday, dude. I understand it was your birthday, I think, yesterday. You're double digits now. Congratulations. Welcome to adulthood. I think we're going to be doing a thing Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say too much, but maybe I'll see you Monday, man. And hey, dude, happy birthday. So, Timon, let me say hi to the other familiars. Jimmy Ferrister, always good to see you. Sticky, what's happening? Tim, howdy doody. Scott Smith in the house, greetings. Keystone, hello. And Matthew Mosley. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, I'm looking forward to this one too. Aaron Baca from Lake Charles. Timon knows many things. Let's start here. Timon, where you visited? You're visiting me from Texas. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking. Here's what I'm looking at. Things are starting to happen over here. We're getting these things. I don't know what's going on, but things are coming out of the bag.
This is very important. I keep this inside of here.
Maybe speak up a little bit so the microphone. Yeah. Let me see.
Oh yeah, look. Can we do this little quick orientation for me?
Yeah. Wait. Let me introduce. You are visiting because no one knows who you are except me.
That's true.
You're not a social media guy.
I've been using it recently, but
you do have like an Instagram.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I've got 3 of them.
Make 3 of them.
Yeah.
Man, if I was super tech savvy, I just bring it up and showcase it. I was looking at some of the pictures earlier today. What did I see? I see you doing a circle show in August. Where were you in this picture? You had a big bunch of.
I was in. Hello. I'm Timon.
And, we're learning.
Yeah, in August, I was in the Fringe Festival, which, if you're a performer, come check it out.
Was this the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
Do I talk here?
This is our close-up cam. This is our, hey, people. This is our people.
Because I get distracted by the screen.
You can talk to me, but if you want to address the audience, if you want to get serious with the people, this is what I do sometimes. I let them know what's going on. But later on, we might do tricks here and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe the water goes over here.
Okay, the water goes over there.
We might ring bells. We don't know yet. I know this. Fun is incoming.
Yeah. Should I introduce myself or something? Or
we're learning. We're doing that now organically because I'm, So you were at Edinburgh, and this is Scotland.
Yeah, in Edinburgh, Scotland. That's where I was.
Street performing.
Yeah.
Doing the thing. And what kind of show were you doing there?
There I was doing wine glass balancing, sometimes a sword swallowing show, and just basically a clown show with a trick at the end. I did follow behind clowning.
This is what I would classify as circus arts.
Yeah, it was a circus. I like to think of it like I'm doing a vaudeville show in the format that works on the street. That's what I like to think of what I'm doing.
This is the answer I was looking for. A vaudeville show on the street.
Yeah, that's I should write that down. Hey, that sounds pretty good. Vaudeville show on street.
Well, no, but I could have just said, who are you? What do you do? But we could hear about it organically.
Yeah, I did do some magic there. I had a day that I was like, okay, I explored what I wanted to explore here for.
After he made all the money, he decided it was time to do magic.
I'm still paying off the hostel. Scotland is expensive.
I bet it is that time of year.
Yeah, I think it's a good festival for really practicing things with an audience that's engaged. That's why I go there. I don't go there.
This is a cultured audience at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, right?
Yes, they're quite cultured. They know what's good.
Speaking of cultured, I'm going to be exactly opposite of that and ask you to close that door over there as we put a lull in this performance. Yeah, ring the bell while we're at it. We'll make a little show about it. Hey, Tom Britton's in the house. What's up, Tom? We love Tom Britton at Freak Show and Tell. Man, Tom Britton, we need to talk and get you on here one day and let you educate the people. Oh, man. Let me just do this right now. Alrighty. So, where were we? Learning about Timon. I have always considered you, and I'm not really sure about your professional, but here's what I know. You're a student of the arts,
Yeah.
of pretty much all the variety arts.
Yeah.
Right? Not just magic, but
That's true.
well, you said you're doing in your show, you're balancing wine glasses on a knife.
Yeah.
I think I saw pictures of this on your Instagram.
I learned it in Covent Garden from a beautiful street performer named Omed, who performed as Charlie 2. And he came from Persia all the way to England and became a street performer after teaching acrobatics. He was a refugee there, and he was teaching acrobatics. And then when he went on the street, he saw somebody doing a show and thought, this guy's making a bunch of money and I'm teaching acrobatics, but he couldn't speak. So he started doing a silent show.
Right.
Doing
we were talking earlier how doing an act that doesn't require as much verbiage and working internationally. This has a advantage using, well, you said you were doing for even clown walk by. What did you call it?
I've learned to call it follow behind.
Follow behind. That's the word I was looking for.
But the skill set I'm using for it, that I'm trying to use, is corporal mime. The performance of speaking, corporal
mime.
Corporal mime, which
okay.
It would be not like, making a wall, but learning how to speak in complete sentences, but with body language. I'm not a master of it, but it's what I'm trying to learn, and that show serves that well. It would seem to be an evolution of trial by fire for this kind of. Yeah. I mean, you learn to communicate non-verbally. Totally. It's not something that happens overnight unless you know sign language. Well, I was doing it before I was in New Orleans, actually. Before I was in New Orleans. I've seen every time I see you here, you're like, yeah, this week I'm playing accordion. This week I'm walking on fire. Some light sword swallowing on the side. Yeah, I mean, these are closers for any act, right? Do you close with sword swallowing, or how do you use sword swallowing in your life? Sword swallowing meant a lot for me to learn because I saw. Once I'm going to interrupt you. Let's just disrobe this thing. Look, we're going au naturel. I thought it might be a little too feminine to use my wife's. Okay, so I should take off my. Yeah, let's just go let's just go buff. We need better production managers in the concave. But you're just going to own that pink chair, brother. Yeah. It's all good. We like it. It matches the wall. I'm actually kind of chair jealous right now. Switch if you want. We're going to see some things. I'm going to make you guys wait before we do anything. So sword swallowing. Yeah. How are you using this? You were saying. Sword swallowing. I could bring the sword in here. Are you going to swallow a sword? I'll show you a sword that I don't even know if that's community guideline safe. Look at this though. The willingness maybe to swallow swords exists with this young man. A friend of mine and I just made one. What? It's out of forged titanium. It's forged titanium. And the handle has been heat treated, which makes a beautiful patina on it. Did you make it for sword swallowing? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And I've got 2 bayonets with me that are also sword swallowing. He made the sword. I haven't cleaned them yet. He made the sword. I made the sword. This is why Timon's sitting here tonight. This is the devotion and art we like to see from people. I have to make the sword to make sure it's right. Right? Right. I mean, you want to have at least the control over your destiny when with sword swallowing, it's like a body control. And man, as much as I'd like you to get that sword, let's talk about the next subject. Okay. So wow. But do you use it as a close? Sometimes. It's like a thing. I'm working on having 3 different shows. One is the balancing, one is the sword swallowing, and one is magic. And I think within magic, there's more than one show because Cups and Bowls is a beautiful finale. But I think it's also nice to have one that isn't always ending with that. I like ending on Gypsy Thread, for example. I think this is a beautiful finale for a show. Gypsy Thread is beautiful. I'm going to ask you to use your street voice a little more as I'm closer to the microphone. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Hold on, cowboy. Hey, can y'all hear me okay? Don't go Jimmy talks a lot on us. Does he talk that loud? Man. Jimmy, he's the loudest one. They'll be in the square when Jimmy Talks a Lot's working. The break dancers will be in the middle complaining about Jimmy Talks a Lot show without an amp over on the corner. The break dancers will ask him to tone it down a little.
So yeah, that makes sense. This is why when you're in Edinburgh during your doing your bigger events, bagging your hats, then you can go experiment with your magic, doing your art on the side. Something I always advocate to people: busking, street performing. It doesn't have to be about the money, folks. You can just go out there and do your art and get your reps in, get your audience feedback, and just share the love for your art if that's all you want it to be. So it sounded like you were doing some of that in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
What was the magic you were doing there?
Trying to look people's faces when I was doing tricks that I enjoy doing, not worrying about the people who are leaving, but when there's somebody who's feeling something good, like
let me ask you this. Well, let's start here. Do you have a lot of experience doing magic on the street? I've seen you do a lot of things. I don't know that I've seen you do magic on the street.
This I have experience doing, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can do a solid magic show on the street.
Okay.
Definitely.
And what's your favorite style? So. What's your favorite? Yeah. So what tricks would you be doing in the show? Do you have one of them you could show us? Is that?
Oh gosh, doing magic on the way that should I talk like through a show for me, or like what kind of stuff I would do? Is that?
I think that would be super interesting. Yeah, I would like to hear what's your magic show then?
My magic show is if I like to interact and talk with people, and I feel I can start that either with individual groups or by addressing a large space. So usually the first thing I do in a show is whistle.
I love it.
But you know that really loud whistle. And
sound, so important.
Yeah, just I don't like bang on a pot. I like this bell.
I love that bell. Look, I've got one right over there. Look at that bell. It's a nice one, huh?
That's beautiful. Can I hit it?
Yeah, go hit it.
Ooh.
It's a good bell.
Yeah, so I'll basically interact with people, and if it's feeling slow, I'll start with card tricks, and then if I feel like I can build, I'll improvise. To be honest, I love improvising. I have a
I do too.
In my box.
I'm so happy these days. Yeah. We were talking when I go out and street perform these days. It's not as much about doing my commercial street act as it is capturing moments, and a lot of this moments to share in short form media. So I'm experimenting on the street from a whole different viewpoint, and being able to go out there and play is just such a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I just want to play. Right now, the last shows I did were in Seattle. There's this pitch over there. I was working with a friend of mine named Clive. The show that I was doing there, I was working with a ribbon on ring because that's new for me, and I think it's very beautiful. The first time I saw it perform recently was with children. Good reaction. I want to learn that. I learned to put it in the show.
Borrowed ring?
No, my own ring.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it's the moment in the show where I know I'm a performer. I can perform something and just confidently make it entertaining and use.
We have a serious question.
Yeah, what's the serious question?
How is Pumbaa doing?
How is Pumbaa doing? I got hungry.
No, Timon got hungry. Wait, Jesse makes the knives? Blacksmithing is your first love?
Oh, cool.
Fascinating.
Check out Ethan Kempf on Instagram. He won Forged in Fire. That's who I did it with. He's a very, very dear friend of mine. Ethan Kempf.
He probably knows him if that's his thing. He won Forged in Fire. I've seen that show.
Yeah, it's awesome.
This is your sword maker?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You're getting closer to bringing that sword out, man.
He's also one of my best friends. He's a great guy.
So let me rewind. You were talking about having the interactivity with your magic. For me, in this day, as I approach wisdom, the number one thing that I think of, I'm almost there. I think I need to get to about 60. So I still got a decade maybe, but it's gotta involve the audience. It's got to be super meaningful for the audience. It can't be just watch me do this.
Yeah, I think connecting with an audience where they're at, I think is nice. The reason maybe I had a hard time answering a set show question is I'm interested in the individuals right now with magic, because I can do a show that's without magic where the audience is like one person, so to speak.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Right now, I saw a hat game in San Francisco about 2 months ago, and I loved watching because there were like 10
You talking about the shell con, like the 3 shell game?
caps.
Caps. Yeah.
There were several of them in the same neighborhood in Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. If you want to see, I mean, don't. I shouldn't.
They're mobs there.
Yeah. And watching them work, it was like each individual. He had rhymes he was doing, but like I had these glasses. These are my sunglasses. These are my seeing glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And I had these over here, and the guy's like, "You put it over there, you lose. You put it over there, I grin, I win." And then you got 2 glasses, and then he just, like he just, and he just like,
Oh, the
like
street.
that's what I want to play with. Is like when somebody's there and they have a baby, interact with that baby. Like, hey, do you have object permanence yet? Just like, and then I like and
for sure.
That's funny. I want to go in a different direction. If some guy's there, like, hey, yeah, show me a card trick. I want to.
How about this? How about have you experimented performing silently using these mime techniques you spoke of and combining that with magic? So like only silent magic though, like no talking. Yeah,
I have experimented
for a whole show outside.
For a whole show outside with only magic.
Would you recommend it? Was this an enjoyable experience for anyone?
Everything has learning pains. And yes,
especially outside in the street. That's true, right?
Everything has learning pains, and yes, but I think that's not pain that's bad. That's just, oh, that didn't work, and then forget about it and do something else. It's not being attached to something being misunderstood. Saying, for example, like, these moments of looking and seeing people are watching and.
Yes.
That's not like a thing, but
yes,
you get it.
I believe in like joining the audience in the moment, like not just presenting your amazingness to them, but experiencing the wonder with them as, we're all enjoying the magic together. I think a good dynamic works for me sometimes.
I found that when I was doing a lot of cups and balls, I would sometimes get into that mode where it's kind of like you and the audience. Sometimes certain tricks are like that.
I'm looking to bring back the cups and balls. I'm doing a gig. We were talking about it. I'm working the state fair in a couple weeks coming up.
Oh, you're gonna do great there.
I hope so. I hope to have fun. That's my goal. But part of it is this. I've been doing the cups. I've been using David Williamson's gold cups routine for the better part of 2 decades. And it's very much a watch me do this routine. There's not any audience interaction. There's no picking the cups or even examining the cups. I'm missing out tons of moments with the cups. So I'm leaving that behind, and I'm going back old school, going back a little more Vernon, Cellini style, Hey, and that's something we haven't talked about too, Cellini. We need to talk about, I cut you off earlier talking about Marianne. Talk about him too. I predict I'll hate it, but I'm going to try it real hard. I'm looking forward to this for this gig, this run at the state fair. I'm going to bring tons of stuff. I'm going to have 15 days. And I can do whatever I want. So I'm going to go have fun.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. So you're in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it's just becoming season. You plan to work here?
Absolutely.
You're going to take your bag of tricks. You have a bag. Can you put it here? Can you put your bag of tricks here? We'll give our audience something to look at from a professional bag of tricks.
This is an experiment box.
Let's see what's in there. Oh, that's not a professional bag of tricks.
I can show it. It's kind of interesting.
Just set it right here. Okay. I got a camera that'll shoot down on it. This is a street performers experiment box.
Yeah. So I don't want to show that. That one's a secret.
I guess I shouldn't dig through your things.
No. Now it's okay. You can dig around there.
Okay, that's enough of this. I don't want to expose anything weird. So, in New Orleans? What will you be doing?
I might be wearing this hat.
Yeah.
This is important right now for my magic show, is because I'm trying to look like a pretty normal guy.
Yeah. All right, I'm into hats. I can respect that.
I'm gonna be playing with tricks that I want.
I mean, do you plan to do magic here?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why? Why? Because it's so hard here.
Oh, this is the best place on earth for me to do magic.
Okay.
I learned.
Where are you going to work?
I think I'm going to work Decatur.
Yeah.
Actually, I miss doing that. Yeah. I really am enjoying close-up.
That's a smaller, intimate pitch. That's where you guys see me do the close-up magic.
Yeah.
There's like 4 or 5 spots to Magician New Orleans. There's some good corner spots where you could get like 50, 60, maybe 100 people watching you sometimes.
And they're all full.
They're always full. I mean, if you come here after Halloween, it's full until May. So I mean, you were here maybe for some of the days when there'd be 4 or 5 of us on multiple corners.
Like that. I missed that. That's a good
There's not that many guys here right now, but they're coming. The break dancers got here last week, so everyone's starting to disperse from the middle a little bit.
Don't do this. Never do this.
Warpo knows things. One day we'll get him on here talking to us.
He's great.
Here, take this for a moment.
Oh yeah, let me get that out of the way.
This might have been a not ideal decision.
Well,
I'm gonna look. I'm missing some of the chats. I'd love to take some questions from the audience. Let's see what the birthday boy. Everyone always asks me this. I'm gonna ask you this question. Birthday boy Phoenix. Happy birthday, Phoenix. What is the hardest trick to perform? I don't know why people always care what the hardest one is, but they care.
What's the hardest trick to perform?
Yeah, what's the hardest trick for you to perform?
Oh, just be yourself completely on the street as a performer.
They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Come on.
Like a little trick.
Is it sword swallowing? Is that hard?
Like skill wise?
Yeah,
trick?
like that. What's the skill? The hardest skill. Like I talk about the pinky count.
The hardest skill.
Yeah.
Oh, I can show a hardest skill.
Oh, do. Yeah, please show that.
This is a move that. Is that okay? Do you do moves here?
Yeah, we do anything here. We do anything. I do anything here. Some people don't like that, but I'm not picky.
Okay. This is a move.
Are you going to teach something?
I guess I'm teaching this.
It's going to be tutorial.
Well,
tutorial time.
I'm just going to do it. And
you need this?
I'm probably going to get caught out.
I have this view or this view?
This view is probably better.
All right. Here's your camera if it matters.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
That pink chair is so good for you.
Yeah, this is my new home.
All right.
My new home zone.
What's happening?
So, this is an answer. Hello, internet.
It's always awkward, right?
What planet are you from? This is Timon talking to you about your question. What's the hardest trick? Which I'm understanding is more what's the most difficult sleight. And for me right now, the most difficult sleight is connected to a diagonal palm shift. And the timing of this, that's what I'm finding difficult right now. That's a single card. And what I'm finding extremely difficult, is this the kind of stuff we're doing like this? Okay. So then
I don't think this is what I would like to know. I mean, we could talk about hard card moves.
That's what I thought the question was. I was like, this is hard.
I would love to hear that you finish this. Oh man, this guy's mentioning Magic Masters. We were talking about Magic Masters. Finish this thought. So is this in lieu of the diagonal palm shift?
The difficult thing?
Yeah.
The difficult thing is to take multiple cards. That's 4 cards. And the reason that I'm interested in this trick, I'll tell you about it later, like when we're eating stuff, is to take the multiples and in like a way that makes sense with full body motion, have 4 and then improvise where those cards are coming out from, like going into a honing card and a card from hat, out of the mouth, and then behind someone's ear. That is what for me is very difficult, is I'm challenging myself every time I do this sleight to make them appear in interesting ways without knowing what I'm going to do. So, normale ich vergessen, was ich mache, und ich mache selber nicht klar.
Yes, I think you came here before you. There's a lot of gravity in this studio. I've proven over the course of 2 years that there is a tremendous amount of gravity. Yeah, I should have made him get the sword out. I'm wondering, let's be a little bit educational. Are you familiar with the Cliff Green 4-Ace production, Phoenix Aces?
No.
So this is a production from a full palm. Can I get this on a camera? So the cards are here in palm after you've done your rigmarole, where you do the thing with the thing, and that needs a little work, but I understand it's hard. You'll get there. Now you can produce them as though they were a single unit. And this is the production here. I'll try and watch the camera. So this could be under my arm, right? And then it's this to show them as a single. And then under this display, I now have these in a full palm. So it's repeating this production. And these, like I said, you could say, and I keep one at my elbow, and I keep one in my hat, and I keep one in my mouth.
That's really Nice. I like that a lot. And I'll tell you why I like that is I think that could solve a problem I'm facing with the exact thing I just described, which is that I don't always want to do that kind of improvising in a parlor setting. And that would be better for a close-up setting.
This production actually works close up or parlor. I think
Hmm.
Cliff Green was a vaudeville performer, so he would do this from the stage and present it, in this fashion.
Huh.
And I think he had a hat, so I'm kind of blocked by the mic here, but they would come out of the top. It pivots off the finger. It's a little bit out of practice, but and I keep one at my elbow, something like that.
Huh. It's Cliff Green. What's the name of that?
The Phoenix Aces.
That's really nice.
So that's not quite show ready. What's in your magic show for the French Quarter?
I'm definitely going to be doing thread. I want to
Thread?
Yeah, I want to get better at levitating
Mhm.
stuff. Recently, I've decided that that's what a magician should be able to do.
It's something an audience desires to
Yeah.
see is levitation for sure.
There's a stuff that I think, magicians are like, oh, this is, only corporate people do this, or oh, this is whatever. But you know what? Like vanishing silks and stuff floating is magical. And it just to have a little moment as an option. So I just got into this prop called Venom, which is an interesting ITR that goes across both sides here, and it's knotted in the middle. And so that since there's a reel on both ends, in speaking, there's a kind of like web you build this way, where if
So you have a triangle working is what I'm seeing. You have multiple.
There's a moment that you can take the loop on your thumb, remove your finger ring, and once the finger ring is threaded, then create a triangle here, so that when the ring is dropped, because of the width of the two threads, it stops in motion.
And that is maybe the only thread work I'd advocate is those moments where you can freeze the levitating object, because so often levitatee, it looks like it's bobbling on a thread.
Yeah.
You can do the Hummer card, or the quarter is great, the spinning quarter. I'm curious about lighting on the street. Like there's issues with sunlight and thread work in general. Is this something you've thought about?
Yes. What I'm aiming to do is to have it at ready and not assume that it's always good lighting.
Yeah, all right.
So simply make it another
moment that's available.
I think it's just a thing to be aware of. If I notice suddenly, here is a moment of good light, let me do this so that if I, at any point in the future, in an environment, the lighting.
I've seen guys use it to great success. Yeah. Do you know John Smith? He strolls the quarter doing Hummer card, and he does bar work.
I don't know him, actually.
I don't know if John's still in town. I can't recall last time I heard from him, and I didn't see him the last few weekends I was out, but he's a worker. This guy, he has a repertoire. He's got his 5 tricks, and, he makes his living doing it. And the Hummer card is a big part of that. It's a great, this is the Hummer cards where the card spins around. It's floating around your body. This for him is a great crowd draw, and sometimes the whole show.
I'm curious to try doing a magic show where I can.
It's a moving table.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to try in the weeks that I'm here to make a show which is similar to the structure the beginning of my circle show has, but in a small space. The structure that's shared is that the rapport and the crowd are built with no tricks, but not a bunch of like, everybody come and watch. Hey, look, I need just like without. And that stuff is really cute. I like that stuff. But to build it and then just have like, instead of, I'm going to swallow a sword, like do the thread or something.
Yeah.
What's your clothespins for?
Yeah.
Actually, this has an answer.
Yeah. What's the clothespin for?
This is the best clothespin ever. And that's why I have it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just
but can you be more vague?
So this is pretty nerdy. I love antiques, and this clothespin. Can you get a close up on this?
Yeah, you can go in close. Just don't show your face, and it'll zoom in on it. Or here, do the other camera. Do the other camera.
Okay, where's that?
It's right there.
Oh, I see. This clothespin, if you compare it to one at your home or on Google, the spring wraps around and makes contact with both pieces of wood. And because of that, this clothespin is not fragile and has much higher strength than the average clothespin.
Do you use that in an effect?
I'm beginning to use it in place of a neodymium magnet or any kind of thing I would want. Like this can hold scissors. If I decide I need to hold something here, be it a card,
Yeah,
scissors.
right. In the elements, that's important.
It's also my style. Like this
Yeah.
is just how I dress. You
right,
know, like
right.
it's, you know, I got awards from all over. I mean, that's all Bob's.
Oh, hey,
stuff,
this
but,
is
you know,
this is
but this keeps it closed as well. Like this stops it from wiggling. So I have security on this bit. I have security that I'm not going to be leaning over, and then this thing peeks out.
Yep.
Because I've had that happen.
Right.
On Decatur Street, and I think Decatur Street is a street I learned stuff that I still use on stage and I still use in like every environment. It's just because it's hard, there's no illusion. No one's gonna like pretend they didn't see something in your hand. I don't need people to tell me that it's working. I need people to be brutal so that I can do it sharp when it counts, you know?
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of your magic influences. Okay. And the person I'm looking to talk about here really is Marianne.
Yeah.
Marianne is Cellini's widow. And I would imagine you were one of the last people to see her alive.
I don't know. That's a good question.
But certainly she left us. She left us in 2020. Regardless.
Yeah, the year I'm bad at math stuff.
Me too. Obviously, I'm over here grasping for straws when any of those events happened. But Marianne is in Switzerland, or was in Switzerland, where Jim lived, and you took the opportunity as like you're here today because you care about the arts, and you say that maybe there's things here to learn, and I'm going to go try and learn some of them.
Doug,
welcome to the house.
Doug, you're relevant to people like me. Just like Marianne was.
Yeah.
You know, like,
hey, I get it. Yeah. When Jim was in town and I was your age, guess where I was?
Making a podcast. No.
Making a podcast. No, you know what? Actually, Marianne was watching my baby while me and Jim did this. You know, there weren't podcasts going on, but I was at Jim's place learning things from.
You guys were like screaming into a gramophone.
Yeah.
Trying to record, pressing a record.
In those days, we chipped it on the marble. And we shipped it out with donkeys and sometimes carrier pigeons. Yeah. Hey, Jason, why? Your super chats are working. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing a little bit of love, brother. Greatly appreciated. Now, we're a little worthy. We're putting effort in today. It's my second live today, actually. This is like the real live, but I did a bonus live earlier. And I also did dishes today. So I'm spent. I don't have much left in the tank. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you very much.
It's so cool that all these people are here and that you organize all this. This is really great, man.
One thing I never expected when I started putting my face on the internet is that I would develop any sense of community around my efforts, but it seems like that's happening. And hey, at the very least, Jason Yoakum keeps giving us money, so that works for us too. Thank you, Jason. Thanks again. I don't get that reference. Is that the Laffy Taffy? Is that what you're talking about? The Roman candy guy? What about the Lucky Dog guy? All right, so when are we going out there? Do you plan on working tomorrow?
Sure. You want to go out?
No, I don't want to go out tomorrow.
Oh, well, no. I'm going to work when you leave town then, and because I'm here to hang out with you first.
We'll go out Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, Saturday.
We'll go do tricks Saturday.
That sounds great.
Now I have a concern that Jason's button's not working correctly and he's just overdoing it and not aware of his repeated super stickers. But thanks again, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks and double thanks.
Oh, that's cool.
No, well, here's what we'll do. We'll hang tomorrow. We'll do all the chatting that we're not doing now. I mean, we talked for an hour before we sat in here.
Yeah,
a minute. We were just blabbering. And I figured that's all this needed to be anyway. I hope y'all are enjoying it. If we could just talk about 4 ace tricks, that's what I was going to talk about.
I'd love to share about or ask. So can I try?
Please do.
if you are here, can you put something in the comments? Because I want to know who's listening.
Yeah. So if you're here, if you're a Timon person, or if you know Timon, we got about 50 people watching us right now. Some of them are regulars, of my community, as we're talking about.
Cool.
And thank you all for being part of that.
They know about Cellini and Marianne and stuff. That's amazing.
I've spoke a little bit about them
Wow.
occasionally, and I haven't done one yet because there's two people I haven't been able to wrap my head around how to present how important they are to me. One of them is Cellini. The other one's John Rockerbomber. But occasionally I do history lessons. I do character profiles of magicians that have touched me in my life. That will be happening on YouTube at one point when I feel I'm worthy to present that story. I'm just now learning the tech, right? Like this and this and this. 2 years ago, I didn't know any of this. So it's been a pivot and evolution for me as a magician from where you are, to doing this, which I'm very happy about. Cleveland, fellow Ohio boy, welcome to the magic party. I'm from Cincinnati, yo. This one mine?
I have no idea. They both have my backwash, though.
Damn it. Who invited you here?
I have known Timon for very, very many minutes.
We love Jesse Champlin in the house.
Great sense of humor. That's awesome.
Do you do a 4-ace production? Do you have an active way to produce 4 aces?
Oh, not for a camera. I'm for magic. I mean, I can do juggling on the first one.
You're about to
I
go.
don't do any performing tonight for this. I'd be happy to talk about.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do magic on my show either. That sounds like a horrible idea for anyone but me, and even for me, it's daunting. So.
Hey, it's George Gilbert.
George Gilbert's in the house. What's happening?
What's up, George?
I hope things are getting back to somewhat normalcy in. It's not even though. I know it's not because I've been through that crap, man. Hurricanes, and you get your shit destroyed. It's about as bad as it gets. Anyway, I see you working through it. I know you're staying busy. Oh yeah, someone brought up my favorite street performer currently in New Orleans, Will Flutterman, the loud mime. When people come to New Orleans and want to see something interesting on the streets, I point them in his direction.
Good. Will deserves it.
Yeah, Will's a fan of yours, if you didn't know.
Oh, we're friends.
Yeah.
So naturally, we're friends of each other.
Of course you are, because you both have deep love for the arts. But Will, in my opinion, is kind of the ambassador for Jackson Square at this point. He's certainly the one that has the most respect from me. And if I had to vote for the mayor of street performing in New Orleans, Will Flutterman gets my vote.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I hope to interview him. I want to interview him in Jackson Square. I talk to Will all the time. I love Will. We'll see him. I hope. I really want to sit him down Jackson Square, just get 10 minutes in and ask some questions.
Cool. So this person's new to show, coming from Oregon, driving home from work, classing. Oh, you want to hear a funny story?
This is what I like to hear. I really enjoy hearing people practicing while they're driving.
I got a story about that.
Tell us.
All right.
Driving and
no,
practicing.
No, this isn't California. Okay. Wait, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're making sure we're cannabis friendly on the Doug Kahn channel.
So,
I think we're entering an era where we can talk about adult things
cool.
and just, in a reasonable fashion. California is a legal state, and
once upon a time, I was working on a weed farm all by myself. I was the only person there, and it was an enormous one.
Suddenly I want to pivot again. I have a new direction in life.
And when I left in a really old car with a pretty messed up windshield. That was a Volkswagen Rabbit, which is a very old car. And
Volkswagen Rabbit.
Yeah. It was like a 81 or something.
I'm envisioning the scene from the Camaro. What was the Jesse Pinkman scene from Breaking Bad where he's driving the car maniacally?
Oh, man. It was worse than that. Because I'll tell you what happened. I left and I had in the back seat 3 accordions. I've got all my tattoo equipment. I got all my magic tricks. And I was driving down this mountain.
And by 3 accordions, he means 3 accordions. Not this is not some weird weight reference
No,
to
there's no
some
slang.
illegal
Yeah,
material.
no. Yeah.
Actually, 3 accordions in your trunk. Okay.
I had 3 accordions, all my magic stuff, all my tattoo equipment. I even had some leatherworking tools, and I'm driving, listening to music. And as I'm driving, I should mention I'm on a huge mountain in the middle of nowhere. I'm not like in, by a city. I'm inland, very deep in the mountains. And I'm got all this stuff with me and all the money I just got paid in cash. And as I'm going down, I practicing the flip stick, suddenly roll off the road while doing the flip stick.
Oh no!
And like I smashed the oil pan of this car.
Oh no!
And just like was settling on the side of the road with the stick in my hand, and this car that like I turned it off because the heat thing went boom. And I was just on the side of the road, and I hitchhiked, just like with all this stuff.
Everything was ruined?
No, everything was fine.
Oh.
I was totally fine. The only thing that happened was it was when the road has like a shoulder, and that just goes to dirt and rocks. That car was so low to the ground that it just smashed the oil pan, and it was because I was practicing the flip stick. So watch out with your classic palm.
So there's the voice of reason.
Experience.
Y'all be careful out there. Here's a difference though. Cardboard, palming, driving. That's one thing.
Oh,
swinging around wands while he's doing the flip stick.
Oh, I wasn't doing it.
You just said you were doing the flip stick.
I was just driving, doing it like,
Yeah, you're swinging around magic
wands. I wasn't doing like no hands on the steering wheel, like driving with my knee.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Time, Matthew. You're so young. You make great progress. Just patience. You'll get it. You'll get it all. You'll get everything you want. Someone asked about the favorite Ace production. This is the one that I've been enjoying, and I have an advanced version of this that I've been. Let me redo that pinky count. That I've been working on. Timon actually watched this version. You watched it last year, I think I published this. His explicitive made this go viral on the socials. Let's go for the left side. It's the gravity, Timon. That's the first one. That's the second one. Yep, a lot of gravity right underneath your leg there, sir. Wow, that's horrible.
That was beautiful.
Let's do a do-over here. So this is, look, here's the expose. It's pretty simple. You just start them with them face-to-face. This is the value that my members get behind the scenes, although it's a nice structured tutorial form. This is Marlowe's handling of the revelation. So I'm doing tabled palms and then palm-to-palm transfers, which affect the appearance. And that was a table palm-to-palm transfer of the aces face up one at a time. There's your 1-minute tutorial. If you want it in detail, hey, support the channel, join the membership. It's Marlowe's handling of Larry Jennings' The Revelation. Look, I also have this on this is on my to-do list. Bruce Servan has a pretty good version of it on the Ultra Servan. I don't know if it's on this one, but his handling is very similar and maybe accessible to you. Also on here, his rope routine, which I will be reintroducing to my professional repertoire over the next few weeks at the State Fair. I'm sure I'll cut myself. It's what, do you do the cut and restored rope?
Yeah. I love cut and restored rope.
How many times have you cut yourself?
Never.
Never?
Never.
Well, you're overdue. What kind of scissors do you use?
Leather shears.
Leather shears.
Or a pocket knife.
So they're super sharp.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't do it. I don't do that trick because I don't want to cut myself, but I'm willing to risk it for a season at the State Fair.
Oh, danger.
Hey, Ed, are you implying that Steve's tabled palms are better than mine? If so, you'd be correct. Steve's in Chicago right now. That's where he's at. He's doing lectures at Magic Incorporated tomorrow. Hey, kindred spirits, if you're within driving distance of Magic Incorporated in Chicago, Steve Reynolds is waiting on you.
Steve Reynolds is so cool. I met him in Colorado the first time.
He's a good dude, right?
Yeah, he's very, very good. Very humble
he-
about how skilled he is.
You know, he's so he could so be out there banging shows with us. He doesn't want to. He's a good street performer, right?
I've never seen him do a street show.
I have. He's good. Steve's a good performer and a good guy. And also this. The most scholastic card man alive today. Maybe at least the top 5.
You want to know something? He's the first guy I ever saw do the zero shuffle.
Good guy to see do it.
The first guy I ever saw that I find out he's like one of the best in the world doing it.
Yeah, he is the expert on that subject.
Yeah, he is.
The false shuffle over, not just the zero shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
He has a series Beyond the Z, where it's all the other stuff.
Mm.
It's a lot. This is the street look. What is that hat? Is that a beanie? What is it? What's the official name of that hat?
Oh, I made this.
You made that hat.
Yeah,
is it a juggling hat?
No, it's just a hat I made. I can juggle it. But I could juggle your hat too.
Yeah.
Just for tricks. Oops. Still susceptible to gravity, I guess.
Yeah, this is a bad spot for that.
One more attempt.
We get the
Perfect
idea.
first time.
It's a street hat. You collect money in that thing?
Yeah, I didn't use this one on the street for a really long time. I used this one only on stage for about a year. But then it kind of got beaten up enough that I could go on the street.
Let's talk about Europe. So when I go there, I know what to do. You spend a lot of your time in Berlin, right?
Yep, that's where I live.
Should I go there?
If you want to street perform, yes. It's a really nice city.
First, I just want to go back there to get repaid on this couch thing, so I can get my couch time in Berlin. You can tell me about.
I got a trailer for you.
What's the best place to street perform in Europe? Do you know that answer?
I don't think there is an answer to that, to be honest with you.
No?
No, I think it depends on what you do and where you actually want to be at. Because, the best place to make money is probably an office on the 30th floor, but I don't want to work in an office on the 30th floor.
So for a guy who enjoys doing intimate magic,
I would go to Zurich because Zurich has really nice audiences. They are attentive.
Zurich's now Switzerland is like, if I had to go somewhere to live tomorrow, the rest of my life, I would go to Switzerland. I would not have imagined that would have been a recommendation for a busking, but is it a welcoming city to buskers? I had heard otherwise.
Well, everybody works different.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it work very effectively by Seth Shepard. He worked it really well, and he worked in spots that I walked through with him, and I said, Seth, you're not going to get a show here. I mean, and he got huge crowds just knowing how to work at that place. So it can be done. But I wouldn't move to Switzerland. Well, it's see, there's not competition there,
Yeah, but I think a lot of people wouldn't do many things I think about doing. First thing I'm going to do is see this whole country. Maybe I never make it past Alaska.
No, you're going to love Alaska.
This is my dream for next summer. Me and my wife are just in Alaska for the summer. Yeah, you got advice on Alaska?
Yes.
Tell me.
Fly an airplane. You will love it for the experience of just,
Wait, I fly the plane?
Or go on an airplane and talk to somebody and to let you steer it while you're in the air. It's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really, one of the weird things about Alaska is it's really common, well, like in relative terms within the States, for people to have these planes. So you go around doing magic.
Oh, yeah, right. Up there, it's like a car.
Yeah, you go around doing magic. Eventually,
you need a plane to get to the next city. Let me answer this question. I know Phoenix is maybe a new member and doesn't know how to do these things. Phoenix, what you want to do, if you're interested in my members things, is pay attention to the community tab. This is where I post information about Zoom sessions. There should be one Sunday. I was going to do one tomorrow, but this Yahoo's in town. I got to put up with this for a couple days. Drag him around to the French Quarter on the weekend. Look, that is not something. We're getting to work here now. So anyway, look at the community tab on the YouTube. And if you have any further questions, you have my email. You can always email me. Anybody can do that. I'm user friendly. Plus, I'll see you Monday, dude. Yeah, let's talk about getting the show started. That's always, the thing. We talked about the sound, using any number of things for sound. What always for me, step one, stop one person, or ideally a family, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you never stop one person, rarely.
Yeah.
Do you look for like a family, or do you just get this street sense of who's available? You know, some people have a dynamic of I'm not stopping. I guess you learn who you have a chance with, and then what? I mean, what I use the silk vanish. Hey, watch this. Telling people what to do is important, not asking them what to do. I'm super interested in working silent, though. You know what I'm interested in doing also that I've never done is starting a show using music. For the first time, I have a piece of equipment that I just bought that allows me to use specifically my watch as the controller. So now I can maybe do a little magic to music, which I've never tried on the street. I've seen Tom Frank. We were talking about Tom. Hey, Tom, I hope you're watching this, brother.
Yeah.
We had nothing but good things to talk about you earlier, and I hope we can talk again soon. I love you, Tom.
Is Tom here?
I don't think so. Tom doesn't watch this. I hope he hears that I love him, though.
I like that routine.
You were with Tom at Burning Man. This.
Yeah, I was hanging out with him there.
These the weirdos I hang out with.
That was fun.
You said Tom was doing naked magic somewhere, right?
Yeah. Hey, look, Tom does that too.
Baby,
He does it with.
can you do that again? Can you?
Yeah, sure.
What are you doing here?
You got 5 more coins. I'll do it. I can do the 2-handed ones and the circles and stuff.
Let's walk before we run. Here comes some work. So what is this?
This is beautiful and worth learning if you love magic.
What is it?
It's the coin star.
Coinstar.
And I love doing it. That's a roll down.
That's a roll down.
When I just name it because that's not the coin star. That's part of getting into it.
Right. That's the coin
That's
star.
the coin star. It can also be done with 4, which if you're going for speed is a lot easier.
And you're fighting gravity as well.
Well, that wasn't on the screen at all, was it? Oops.
Here, do it on this camera.
Sure.
Could y'all see that or not?
Hello.
We're working our way into the coin star. Step 1, the coin roll. You can find this work in Bobo's Coin Magic, folks. Bobo's New Modern Coin Magic. Everyone has that book, right? And this is the coin star, popularized by T. Nelson Downs, I think. Popularized. Now you're saying if you had more coins, you could do more. I don't know if there's some more over. Hold on. I got you, bro. I got you. Let me go this way.
That's enough, actually.
These are replicas, and I'm going to give you one more.
Great.
So that's okay. Pressure's on. If you do this, I'm going to be seriously impressed.
Oh, cool. You know what?
Those are alien coins. Yours are milled to the T, right? Like you're going to grab my coins you've never handled and just bang this thing out right away. Oh, baby. Wow. Yes, indeed. That just happened live on the internet. That wraps it up pretty much. Step 1, 100 hours of practice. Step 2, another 100. That's not enough. That would get you the coin roll. And then you got to get the star.
Coin roll is great.
It is great. The star is another couple 100 hours, though. I don't think 100 hours is enough. I don't think another 100 is enough.
Coin rolling's fun. Those ones are yours.
Yeah. These you remilled them yourself? Did you do that or what? Or
well,
do these coins have history?
Yeah, these coins have history. I learned how to do the stars to help who I was learning from, Eric.
Eric Evans, who we love like a brother.
We love Eric.
Eric Evans is
he deserves a lot more respect than he gets. He's the best.
He gets all the respect from me.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, sometimes I get you.
Are you gonna flick me? Are you gonna mustard me? I'm gonna watch the monitor. Do I have something on there?
It's gonna put a tally mark on the wall.
We're gonna start doing Amazing Jonathan's act.
How many times I can get? Oh,
Not
Yeah.
even one. Ha
He learned that in elementary school. What was I gonna
This is
tell
what
you?
we've regressed to.
Oh,
The
milling.
mustard gag.
The mustard
We were
gag.
talking about elegant coin moves.
Yeah, and the milling.
Was this what? Yeah, the milling. Okay, John, I got it. What
Jim-
inspired you to learn this?
I wanted Eric to take it seriously that I was loving magic, and so like I thought that learning something like this, and he just explained this to me very briefly. We were both a little bit drunk, and he was like, one of the best coin manipulation moves is actually the coin star. Sonny did it with both hands, and Bertie McLean did it with dimes. And then he just explained to me how to get into it, and I sat there with my coins like.
Wow.
And then I did it for him in like a week.
So
And then he started
okay,
teaching
well
me
maybe
stuff like this,
then
so-
maybe it is 200 hours. If you were getting it in a week.
But I do hand exercises. I exercise my hands a lot. So I think if you do coin stars, it's good to exercise your hands. Tom Frank knows a lot about that actually.
Tom Frank presents
Yeah.
this trick on a stage for 1,000 people. It's not he does this as a performance piece.
Yeah, totally.
I've
done that before. It's silent. I did that. That's a silent thing to do in
Yeah.
the street because it's visual. And
Yeah, you were talking about Sonny Holiday. That's who I grew up watching it. And he was the
So
only
bad. I
one
love
doing
Sonny.
oh man.
I tried
You
to
know,
visit
I went to
him.
jail with Sonny.
No.
Yeah, I went to jail with Sonny. I've told this story before, but we'll talk about it later.
Tell me later. Yeah.
When I was 19 on Bourbon Street, we got arrested. I'm assuming y'all have heard that story. If not,
You're there with
That's
Sonny,
the story.
There with Sonny like.
it's this. It's the cop. The cop. No, we weren't swinging our blades.
This
We
is
weren't-
not a blade, Doug. This is a comb.
I was definitely not doing that.
Get your hair all.
Yeah, get that one. I missed one
Can I see
earlier.
that it's a comb?
No, it was 2 minutes after 8 p.m. We've already broke community guidelines. Probably.
No, it's not. But it's not a.
It's a comb. It's a gag. Like you pull that in out in New Orleans, you better be ready to fight.
Oh my God. I'd be like, here's my credit card, motherfucker. It's like,
Oh, we just MF'd. Sorry, everyone.
oh,
It's okay. We have children here, but they should know sometimes they'll slip. The street people are here tonight, folks.
hey, that's squeaky noises, even it out.
So, are you a reader?
I love reading.
What was your first magic book?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
I know my first one.
My first magic book was not one book, actually. I went to Tannen's Magic, used to have a library, and I went to the Tannen's Magic library and I took out some books.
New York City?
Yeah,
You could go check books out,
not anymore.
but they used to offer that service.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. I wish that I had. Yeah, it was like one of them was Tony Clark's Napkin Folding. I really loved that book.
Interesting.
I thought that was like the coolest thing.
Napkin folding.
Yeah. The Encyclopedia of Cigarette Magic. I loved the illustrations in that.
The Encyclopedia of
Yeah.
Cigarette. Keith Clarkson. That is a great book. That's
Yeah.
all photo
The
illustrated.
illustrations are really
It's
nice.
photos.
Yeah, like that. Like that's right-handed.
Man, I used to do so much cigarette
like-
magic.
like-
I read that book.
Yeah,
cover
like
to cover.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
That's right out of that.
Back palming
That
a
part,
cigarette.
too.
Yeah. What was that? A pen?
That was me dropping the pen on the ground.
There might be a cigarette up there.
Oh, it's
Who
people
needs
will
it?
Look it up if they're interested. or
That was
write
I
about it.
used that as we were talking, I used to do fire reading.
Yeah.
I transitioned right from that into
Yeah.
a cigarette production in the eye. I would do the in the coat with the thing.
Oh, hey, he asked, what was your first magic book?
Mine was Bill Tarr's 101 Classic Easy Magic Tricks. Bill Tarr wrote, yeah, the illustrated. Now you, but he's
Yeah.
popular for the Now You See It Sleight of Hand series.
Yeah.
Prior to that, or even alongside with these books, he wrote a general practitioner's book with props and moves and mathematics. It's an overall beginner's book, and my parents luckily bought that thing for me when I was maybe 12.
What book was it?
101 Classic Easy Magic Tricks, and it's got all those Barry Ross illustrations in it, with the wonderful pictures. Just sent one of those away to a kindred spirit. We gave away some magic last week, and I made sure that package had that book in it. I think it's a great beginner's book for many number of reasons. Folks, it's been an hour. And 1 minute. This was kind of the time frame I was looking at. Here's what I'm going to do is direct questions, give anyone a chance to ask anything they might want to hear about. And we're going to wrap up soon.
Can I say one thing? Because we were talking about books.
Yeah.
I think that one of the most underrated things that I've seen in magic, after having gone to like my first conventions and meeting people who are my age, is trying to learn from people in a way that's like not just hey, how's that work? But trying to find people that you can really learn from, who you have a dialogue.
Develop a mentor.
Yeah,
So,
a mentorship.
yeah, like for me, it was including Cellini, who was a
Yeah.
big part of my life. I would go make trips to watch Paul Swinford, who was a master magician, worked the Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
And I would go and sit at his restaurant, watch him work, and he would come spend time with me on a more personal development level. And also not hand over everything, make you work, and be able to, I'm offering this service. Some of my students are here today. Matthew is one of them. This is a young man who I spend time with outside.
Wow.
No charge, anything like that. I just care enough about people who care about the art to spend time with those that do. And some people, anyway, so yeah, I think that having a mentor relationship is important. I think in this day and age, it's limited. We're just learning, I think, now how we can experience Zoom or these online sessions. And hopefully this event tonight has provided some of that for some of you. I hope you've learned a little something about something.
Yeah.
At the
And
very
history.
least.
History is important. Like read one of my favorite books on magic ever is that story about Max Bellini. Max Bellini and his magic. That is one of the best magic
Is
books.
that the Vernon book?
Yeah.
The Vernon book.
That is one of the best.
I've
magic
never read
books.
that book.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what I would read
So
about
good.
Mellini is the Steve Cohen book. I haven't.
One?
Mhm. He is the authority on the subject.
That just came out.
Mhm.
I want to read that.
This man, Steve
Where is it?
Cohen,
Where is
is
it? Oh, I
what
see it.
is it?
I'm gonna
Squat.
look it up.
I wish I don't have it. I'm ashamed not to have it, but I'm behind on my book reading.
Where is it?
Well, Squash Publishing has my copy waiting on me to buy it.
Oh,
Maybe y'all will like and share this video. I'll get some more views and I can afford everything I want. This is a pricey book.
that's why I was asking you. I was about to ask. I was immediately
It's a
trying to
lot,
read it in
man.
like
I mean,
2
it's
days.
a thick Steve Cohen book.
Wow.
Steve Cohen,
Yeah.
he's not putting out the cheap stuff. And yes, we need more magic shops. Back in the day, that was where we learned real things. I was at magic shops every single weekend. Every single weekend for a couple of years, I was at magic shops. Now we hang out online, right? What else are we going to do? All right, Timon. Any words of wisdom you want to send off to the internet in case we never see you again?
Perform all the time.
That's a great one.
Just
Thank
perform.
you.
Yeah.
Perform all the time. And yes, Matthew, I am going to the Gator Gate Gathering.
Gator Gallery.
It's a close-up magicians convention
Oh, cool. Like
in
that.
Orlando, Florida.
Really?
Yep.
When?
It's in January.
Oh, Gator.
Gator Gate Gathering. It's an intensive close-up session. So if you like close-up magic, you'll love this group.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go see Harry Potter World. What? We're going to bring the familias. Right, y'all. It's overtime. We've got the advice. Now just go perform every chance you can. That's what's going to make you a better magician. We're going to do that this weekend. Stay tuned for shorts. I'll film some things and share them with you. And if you're a member, and hey, Phoenix, I'm talking to you, keep your eye on the community tab for Sunday, and we'll do a session Sunday evening. We'll have a Zoom event. That's going to be a wrap. Let me thank Timon again for joining us, and we're going to go continue this party in the kitchen. It's been a pleasure sharing time with y'all. Thank you for your energy. I'll see you on the next one. Au revoir. Keep dancing. I didn't hit the end button.